What up, everybody? Oh my goodness, my goodness! Look, I made a video today, and I'm excited about that video, but I'm not gonna post that one. I'm gonna make another one right now. What? Yeah, because look, that one was so packed, and I'm like, you know what? I'm giving a lot of information, but not a lot of value. Look, I believe that if you want to watch my video from the beginning to the end, you gotta have some value. You gotta have something that you can hold on to and you can actually use, right? So if I give you 5 points, 6 points, 7 points, and it's like, oh, too much, and I'm not going deeper into that, it's gonna be like, So let's go into this one, right?
Wait, you want some more? Wait, you want some more? Okay.
Right? What is the biggest way, one of the biggest ways that you can avoid conflict? One of the biggest ways that you can avoid conflict, and this applies to entrepreneurs, it applies to business people, it applies to people on the job, it applies to family members, mom and dad communicating with one another, mom and son, siblings communicating with one another. One of the biggest ways to avoid conflict is to get that connection. We call that rapport, right? I learned about this actually in NLP, neuro linguistical programming, right? And they say with rapport, everything is possible. But what is rapport? It's actually connecting with the other individual. It's coming to a place that you say, you know what? I'm more interested in getting on the same page with you so we can get an understanding than me trying to prove my point. Look, I like what they say. Do you want to be right, or do you want to have peace? Right? A lot of times we try to, no, I'm right about this. And I need you to hear me. I need you to know what I have to say. We want to be heard, and that is a normal human feeling, need that needs to be fulfilled, right? And I mean, it's a normal need that we want to happen. We want to be heard. We want we want people to hear us and to understand us, to know what we are saying, to get us. Do you get me? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know? That is what we desire. So in doing that, a lot of times we actually try to be right instead of have peace. And you can be right and have peace, right? But it only happens with rapport. It's only happening when we have a connection that I can understand you. That's very important. Not only you can understand me, but I can understand you, but you can also understand me. That as we know that, hey, we are on the same page. Oh, wow. How is it possible that we had that conflict before that while we are actually thinking the same thing? Right? So rapport helps you in that. So how does it work? Just to make it very simple. I'm talking to my student, right? And let's say I'm a mentor. I'm a mentor to my students at school. So they, let's say we have a conversation. We start a conversation, but the student is like all laid back, like, yeah, bring it up, right? I can say, hey, come on, sit up, don't do that. We want to have a conversation, right? And in my mind, it's right because I want to have a decent conversation with you to help you. But you're like slouched in the chair and you're like, not showing any interest, right? So if I take the position to, no, let me straighten you up so we can start doing this thing, it's only going to create more conflict. But if I want to create a rapport, when I see the student sitting back like that, all slouched in his chair or her chair, the thing that I have to do is the same. Just follow. Oh, yeah, man, I know, I really, I understand that you don't really want to have this conversation right now. I'm not like I really want to have it either, but it's something that it might probably help the both of us. Huh. And the student was like, okay, wait, he's like slouched in. He's like, okay, what's happening? He's like speaking my language, but you're not really speaking his language. You're just imitating the person. You're just following the person, right? This is the attitude you have right now. I'm just gonna take the same attitude, right? But you know what? And in that you suggest things. You suggest. So yeah, I don't want to be and probably the student might say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, but hey, if you have to do it, we have to do it. Okay, and then you're like, okay, if you think like that, yeah, so let's do it. And you try to see if the person is gonna follow you now. Now you sitting upright, and maybe already you created rapport, and the student is gonna sit upright also. Then you know, okay, we're on the same page. The thing about rapport is you gotta follow until you can lead, right? Follow until you can lead. So, I don't like to use the word imitate, but that is actually what you do. But you follow them in their breathing. Do the same thing. Follow them in the breathing. If they're breathing fast, follow them in their fast breathing. Follow them in their posture, right? Follow them in the words that they say. Give them the same words back. These are actually the things that you can use to create rapport between you and the other individual if you want to have success in your communication, right? So rapport is powerful. Rapport is powerful. So if you come to a place where you can actually have rapport with everybody, and you can be in a whole meeting and have rapport with different people. Maybe you're breathing like the other person is breathing, and you're sitting like the other person is sitting, and you're communicating like the other person is communicating. And what happens is, it's not like you're trying to lose yourself, but you're trying to follow until you can lead. And then the dance starts. Okay, I'm following you, you're leading, and then eventually I'm gonna start leading, and you're gonna start following me, and you will find that. Look at your friends when you're having fun. People are people at your job when everything is going right. You'll find yourself sitting in the same posture as each other. You'll find yourself standing the same way. When you are having this conversation with this person, and suddenly both of you are standing like this, or both of you are like, because this is what the expressions are, because there is rapport. So you can easily see when there is rapport in communication and when there is no rapport. So one of the biggest things that you can use to avoid conflict is make sure that there is rapport between you and the other person. And where there is no rapport, everything is possible. There's nothing impossible, because now there's a dance. I lead, you follow. I follow when you lead. And we just make sure that we are in connection with one another. All right? Just wanted to share this. Right now it's 8 minutes. The other video was 10 minutes with 5 different things. I'm like, you know what? Let me just go deeper into this one thing, because I believe that if I can give you value, you can actually get more out of these videos, right? This is day number 3. Let's go. Say this with me, like I keep saying all the time. You know what it is, right? It is me, and it's now. So what? Let's go.